Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome back to Reality Realness with 3 S's. I'm your host here, Chantele Francis. Here's my lovely co-host. We have
Jonathan Oliveira.
Jonathan Oliveira. How are you doing tonight?
I'm good. I just spit at the screen. I hope you couldn't see that, but I'm good. I don't have COVID. You're good.
Well, perfect. And it didn't penetrate the screen. I didn't even see it. So you don't even need to be wearing a mask right now.
There we go.
But if this is your first time on Reality Realness, well then welcome. Please do us a big favor and subscribe right down over there so you can hang out with us and join in on the chat. Today we're talking about, I think it's going to be my favorite show right now. I don't know. It's a toss-up between Amazing Race and this being The Masked Singer Season 4. We're going to talk about episode 5. Overall thoughts, Jonathan, on this episode?
Without going into specifics, yeah, I think so. This is the episode of, it makes sense why they kind of went back and forth between the first two, because this is kind of the more, like if the first two were like, you know, a lot more, not to discredit anyone, but it was less professional singers, I feel, as a whole in this group. But love the costumes. I think the costumes are great. And yeah, I look forward to seeing more of it and figuring it out. But yeah, it's a good group.
Yeah, it definitely seems to me like this particular group, it's like they have them for 2 full weeks, that's it. Or like, you know what I mean? Like they have them for a short period of time.
Yeah, like they filmed them separately and then like brought them in with the other people that were already filmed when there's like playoffs or whatever, like between them, yeah.
Yeah, because I feel as though they're big gets, you know? But like maybe they're divas or like they don't want to put that much time or energy into it. So I feel as though they're not performers necessarily in the same regards as many of the people of group A and B were. So yes, all the unmasked people so far this season though have been all men. What do you think about that? You think that they just can't find any good male singers or what?
You know what, I feel like well, who have the winners been in the past? They've been Wayne Brady,
Little wait.
uh,
One, I don't remember.
what's her name? Candy Burgess. Oh, hi, Riley.
No, that's not her name.
What's her name?
But yeah, it's close. It's close to that.
She was in Big Brother.
I know, but like, you say,
why can't I remember her name?
Candy.
She won last season.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
And yeah, and then who won first season? T-Pain.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I mean, there's been like more male winners than there has female right now, but at the same time, it's like, yeah, I don't know. It's just I think they have both, and it just happens to be one of those things right now.
That all the men suck. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, but the women have been great. I mean, don't wait for today, but yeah, the overall women have been like really strong, and so that's probably why.
Yeah, so today we're getting to meet Group C. So we have the broccoli, Squiggly Monster, Jellyfish, Lips, and Mushroom. So out of all those, who was your favorite costume of the new 5 masked singers?
So Rylan has to steal the spotlight. My favorite costume is definitely you know what, I'm gonna just, and I didn't think this was the case, but seeing it and watching it like really play out, because we did our preview episode last week, but I really like the jellyfish.
Yeah, you said jellyfish last week.
I said, I mean, I said it because it was like more, I thought it was simplistic, but I thought it was like lighter and, you know, freeing and whatnot. But then looking at it, the aesthetic of it now is more appealing to me than it was before. And I was like, oh, I think this is really cool. I don't know why. But I mean, I love the mushroom as well for whatever reason. And I think they're all good. I think the lips is like, it's a funny kind of an idea.
I like the lips. I think it's good. I would want to wear lips. We'll talk about it when we get, actually, I'll talk about it when we get to the performance. Never mind. What I liked about the lips whole setup. So I don't know what's going on. Maybe it's because I've been in quarantine for the last 7 months. 7 months. March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, almost November, almost 8 months. I have really seen very few people and very few people without masks on. I'm developing a crush on Nick Cannon. Is that a thing?
You know what, though? No, because he's very charming, okay? And let me tell you, and I've spoken about this before, when he was dealing with the whole divorce and Mariah and I'm sure custody and yada, 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 he had some like bags under his eye. He just looked like he was struggling to get through the day. And I think he's so talented. I mean, I loved him from Drumline on. And I love, I watch every little thing that he does. So I get it. I'm like, he just seems like a really, maybe has me fooled, but I think he seems like a really nice guy and he's not unattractive. So yeah, I go for it.
I think also part of it too is that I love people that don't take themselves too seriously. And so I said this before on another podcast that we've done, but when he comes out with these stupid capes and masks and like he'll play into this like role, like I'm just down with somebody that's not like, I'm not going to do that. And like too proud to like wear a silly mask and be the host of this silly show. So
would you like to see more acting from him, like in film and television or something?
I mean, not specifically. Like I don't really know his work as well as you do. You know what I mean? Like I just know him as a personality, we'll say, and I can't really remember his actual film and television credits. But I don't know. I'm really liking him here, and he's like getting cuter and cuter every week.
Do you watch Wild and Out?
No.
Oh, it's so funny, and some of those people were in like the challenge and whatnot. So there was some crossover because you should watch it.
Okay, I'll go back and watch it just to get some Nick Cannon fix.
Wild and Out is like they have like set kind of things that they do, and that they like the same types of things and not competitions or not competitions, but like skits or whatever. And they're so funny, and they have the battles like disc battles or whatever, and it's hilarious. I watch clips all the time. So and that's his creation. So yeah, he's a talented guy.
So he got kicked out of his own creation. Oh, that's probably also why, like, he's born October 8th. He's a Libra like you, Jonathan.
Hey.
Oh, I get along with Libras. Libra and Aquarius are like this. Just saying. Okay, well, so I got the crush. We know that we have a crush, and we're going to see if I can manifest it. I just looked at his age, though. I'm a year older than him. Is that bad?
Mariah's much older than him, isn't she?
Yeah, that's true. But she's Mariah.
Who cares?
Okay, so I'm going to be working on that. I'm going to put that energy into the universe.
I'll put it out there for you, too. I'd love to see that happen. Oh, my God.
So you show the judges, and I love the judges, too. We talk about this every single week, especially last week. We were talking about who said this? I can't see whose name is this. Facebook user, typical Chantele Francis. Who is that? Because Facebook user doesn't say your name on this. I want to know who is this?
Coming for you.
Is it Nicole? I'm finding this post. I want to know who you are.
But I like this week that's specific to this week when you're talking about the judges and whatnot is the drop them in the slot. Did you like that?
I loved that. I love that.
I love how they just change it up every week, and it's like ridiculous. And bring on more of that, because I mean that's exactly what I'm living for here.
Absolutely, and I'm also living for Ken Jeong, like doing the Running Man to drop it in the slot, drop it in the slot, drop it in the slot, like dead.
Yeah.
Dead. Oh, it's Mayor. Hi, Mayor. How are you? It is typical me. And it's me, or Medi. Hi, Medi. Nice to meet you. Thanks for hanging out with us. Do you have any comments? You watched The Masked Singer is the question.
Or maybe it's D. It's me, D, maybe? I don't know.
It's me, D. Okay, hey, D. Or it's Med, E. Or it's Eddie.
Or it could be I to Miss Cindy. Whatever works for you, I'm open.
Perfect. What I also loved is what's her name? Jenny McCarthy's. Her binoculars are amazing.
Yeah, and then also in this episode, because
yes,
that's me too. Yeah. Also in this episode is the little what do you call those blowhorn things? Whatever.
Megaphone?
The megaphone. There you go.
I like the megaphone. It was like, it's a little bit more petite. It's not as like big and cumbersome. I definitely liked it. It was a nice little, addition.
She only uses it to talk to Ken, who's right beside her. I don't.
Yeah, I think I just love like the synergy between all the judges. I think that they did a really good casting job there. I hope that they get along as much as it seems like they poke fun at each other and get along.
I feel like they do. I feel like you can like maybe sometimes you can't tell, but like you don't think one way or the other, and then you find out afterwards that certain people don't. You're like, oh yeah, okay, maybe I could have seen it. But I mean, I feel like when you feel like they do, it's like they must. It's like it's something special. So it's a good mix.
It's a good mix. Okay, so first up, new character. We have Squiggly Monster. There were a lot of clues for Squiggly Monster. Do you want to start off with some?
Sure. I can't find my page of what I thought last week with the previews, but who cares? But what I thought this week was, so first there was, have you ever seen, what did I write down? Have you ever seen The Rain by Creedence Clearwater Revival?
Mm-hmm.
Is the song that was sang.
Yep.
And there was Mario game references, specifically like the OG Super Mario. That was the whole kind of backdrop.
World.
Yeah. And then there was, within that was like a penguin. There was a sausage or like salami. I think there was, and then they make reference to salami later. So there's a couple of them. There was also within that world, there was a lot of cookies and they were eating cookies.
Hold on. Pause for a second. Okay, so it's me. D says the guesses were easier this week, and he thinks that it's the monster is John Mayer.
No.
John Mayer might be too famous.
Squiggly Monster is definitely not. No. The voice is. We'll get to the voice in a second, but no, it's a little bit more mature than that.
I feel like that's an older person as well.
Yeah.
I feel as though I would recognize it to be John Mayer's voice because he has that like money's in the water.
Like when I first heard the voice, I was like, oh, it's Bob Saget, and then I was like, no, but like in that sounds like that, probably the same age. Like I would think like 50s to 60s myself. But anyway, there was yarn. There was like knitting yarn.
Mm-hmm.
There was so going outside of that video game moment, there was
within it still there was all those chocolate chip cookies.
I said there was cookies. They were eating cookies. There's more cookies. There's cookies on the DJ thing. There was all these cookies. I also wrote down that there was a quilt with Ken in the side, Squiggly Monster in the middle, and the quote was patchwork of personas.
Mm-hmm.
So that's interesting. And
yeah, I was saying that Ken Jeong was on the change your character screen. And so that was like when the judges were starting to talk about it being maybe a comedian. I was like, that makes some sense for sure.
Father figure and what I put?
Scoundrel.
Yeah. Father figure and scoundrel. So, I mean, I'm like, I think that's what probably made me think of Bob Saget, because it was like, oh, he's a comedian. He was on Full House as the father. He's actually known for being really dirty in his material, which is the complete opposite of Danny Tanner. But I don't know that I can fit in any of the other references. I mean, the video game, the Mario, was such a big kind of theme throughout that I was like, is it just the name Mario? Is it something about video games in particular? And yeah, but I mean, definitely could be. And like, what's with the yarn? What's with the knitting?
I don't know about the yarn. Some other clues that I caught as well was mentioned that he was a worrywart and a maniac. He was hyperactive and the voice of people. When he ate the salami, he multiplied into 3, which is interesting. It says he's no Dumbo, but maybe this person has big ears or is known to be like a big-eared person or gets made fun of or roasted for it. There was a lock at some point, and the lock had a cookie on it that had a bite taken out of it. he was a DJ at one point too, with like big turntables with cookies on the turntables. They said at some point they grabbed a stethoscope and easy on the eyes. Oh, and there was lava in the background, like looked like hot lava.
And he's tall. He's tall. Yeah, he was much taller than. I know at one angle it's made him seem like a giant, but if you just checked all the other angles, he is like several inches taller than Nick Cannon. And Nick's like 6 or 6'1" or something. So he's pretty tall. But I mean, I'm thinking like maybe a comedian who does multiple voices. You know, maybe I have no idea. If not Bob Saget, what about what's his name, Dave? Who was like a father figure to the children, the girls on Full House. What's that?
I don't feel like he's tall though, but I could be wrong.
I don't feel like he's tall either, but I have no idea. But I mean, I don't know about the eating cookies thing. I mean, he does multiple voices. I know he does a lot of voice work. I have no idea. I really don't know who the Squiggly Monster is.
Me neither.
Not a clue.
And he says the best part of being Squiggly Monster is that he gets to make people happy and spread peace and love. That's what he said to Nick and the judges after. His voice, when I was listening to his voice singing, I was like, it sounded kind of familiar, but then I just didn't know if he just has like a very generic voice that like I could put to many people. So I felt like I knew his voice, but like maybe I just don't at all.
So last week I wrote down the clues were hands to latch onto appendages, and he has hands to spare. That's all I wrote down. So he kept referencing like hands to appendages, hands to spare.
Helping people.
And he has a bunch of hands and stuff like that. I don't know. Helping hands? I don't know. He wants to help people, helping hands.
Maybe a charity person, or like maybe like a magician that does like, you know, tricks for
eating cookies.
Hospital. Well, started off as
like, what kind of cookie references could, like, why so many? But I mean, that's the thing. We don't know which clue to latch on to really kind of figure it out.
Be on Empire and dating Cookie. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Or who hosts The Floor is Lava? I'm not even joking.
And I watched all of that, but who hosts that? That's a good question. Do I know that?
People in the chat, who hosted The
Floor
is Lava? I could look it up too. Are you looking it up, Jonathan, or no?
No.
Okay. Let's see who hosts The Floor is Lava. So the picks of the judges was pretty good, I thought. So they said Ray Romano, Brad Garrett. I don't know who Al Franken is, and I don't know who Dr. Fauci is. Do you know who either of those two people are?
Yeah. And Dr. Fauci is, and they put that his head on, is like that. It's American politics. Wasn't he like the guy who, I'm going to sound like an idiot not knowing this because I feel like everyone knows it, but isn't he the guy who was like working for Trump and then like maybe Trump got on his case about something or whatever? I feel like he was the main doctor that was always with Trump that I would see on TV. Again, we spoke about this last week, folks. I don't know American politics other than, you know, the obvious, but I definitely feel like he is in that, or was. I don't know if he maybe was fired, but yeah. And so, I mean, like, Brad Garrett's tall, but has a very distinct voice.
He has a distinct voice for sure. So
it's not him. And Ray Romano does as well. So it's like Ray Romano has it's right, like, you know, it's a very kind of
like it good.
And hey, and so it's I do voices.
Thank you, Mayor. I looked it up too. Mayor says
Rutledge
Wood. Yes, I did look him up. I don't know who that is though. Mayor, do you know who it is? I don't know. He doesn't even look familiar, but maybe it's him. Right?
I don't know. They're struggling. I thought this was the week that they had bigger names on. Maybe. But yeah, I mean, I don't think it's any of the ones that they guess. And I think it's kind of I think you're right by like did you say you thought it was a comedian, or did I say that? I don't know.
I think I said I agreed with the judges with it possibly being a comedian.
Yeah, and I feel like that's the takeaway from this week, is that that's probably right.
Like, I feel like it's somebody like Ray Romano. That's why I'm thinking it's a good guess to be. It's like that ballpark, or like have like they were maybe the cookies is that they did like a stint on Sesame Street or something, and they had like a little thing with Cookie Monster, or you know what I mean. Like I'm just trying to, and that's something that Ray Romano definitely has done. So maybe it's something like that.
Yeah, and I mean it fits into the personas because many, comedians kind of fit into that. So.
It's me, D says Rutledge is the who? Sorry, I stepped out. Sorry, Rutledge is the host of The Floor is Lava. I was just trying to see if we could maybe relate that to there was lava in the back of the Squiggly Monster's final end card.
Like Robin had stretch game this time. Chantele has stretch game. That's what's going on right now. It's a stretch. It's a stretch.
Oh wait, what about the grab the stethoscope?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's an actor who's just played all these different parts, and I don't know. I mean, he didn't have a bad voice, which usually lends itself to an entertainer, because all you actors and people like you all can all sing, and so it's all in your blood. So yeah, and he didn't have a bad voice at all. So I mean,
what if it's George Clooney?
Oh, can you imagine?
It's not George Clooney, but
100% not. But can you imagine?
I'm just thinking like the stethoscope, ER, and I'm sure he's gonna check it. Cookie Monster. Okay, Mayor, can you do me a favor and can you check and see which celebrities have done a stint with Cookie Monster on Sesame Street?
We're going to put you on the payroll for a researcher. We don't get paid anything, and neither do you. But if you can help us out.
Yay! Please. Okay, so we don't really have any more to say, though, about Squiggly Monster, other than that we really have no idea who he is.
Yeah.
Okay, well, up next, we had The Mushroom. Well, what do we got?
Well, This Woman's Work by Maxwell, like, hello, one of my favorite songs.
That is my favorite. And I was like, what movie is it from?
And I was like, I'm not even going to try. I don't have a falsetto. But,
you know the movie that I'm obsessed with it from?
No. What movie? Hold on. What movie it was?
It was Love and Basketball.
Really? Oh my God. Wasn't that like 1999?
Something, maybe even early, maybe 97. Like, I loved Love and Basketball. It was so good. And like, I remember crying and being like, they're supposed to be together. And oh my gosh.
Yeah. Oh my God. I don't even remember it in that movie, but okay. Good memory. Yeah. It's been 20 years since I've seen that, but yeah. Yeah.
I really like that movie, and that's what made me connect to this song, was that it was played in this movie. So I'm just always like, oh, a woman's word. Oh,
good choice. Definitely, you have the pipes, you can sing. Now, that I picked up on.
So what was interesting, though, and Nicole was saying the same thing as well, was the fact that I was originally thinking that Mushroom was a lady or identifying as female, but it seems as though it is identifying as male with that falsetto.
Yeah, last week I thought it was like a tall, lanky guy, I'm pretty sure, with the preview episode. So I thought it was a guy, but I mean, I think it's because of why can't I open this now? I think it's because of the costume. What did I write down last week for it? I wrote down that he and just the many hats. There wasn't many clues at all, just that they wore many hats. But I saw him like kind of out of costume, and he just seemed like tall and lanky. Like thin. And maybe that's why she thought that too. But yeah, I mean, talked about being a healer and a scholar. So interesting. This is probably the most interesting clues that we received to date. But started underground. Talked about being in a rat race. Then got a shot to turn their hobby into a career. So was obviously given an opportunity, which something that usually that is singers speak of that, right? Or musicians of some sort. And then there was a competition stage with judges. Ken later referred to it as like Star Search. I mean, it did have a star behind it, but I never watched Star Search, so I don't know if it's like Star Search is old. So I don't know if
I watched Star Search, and like I auditioned for. Well, I was going to audition for Star Search, but it was around the time I was going to Claude Watson, and so I was a dance major, and I was supposed to actually do a routine with my friend Alana Miller, and Alana Miller was the friend of mine that was on the Mickey Mouse Club. I've told you that story before, right?
I think so.
And so at her bat mitzvah, I danced with Justin Timberlake on the dance floor at her bat mitzvah. And so that same girl, we had plans, like loose plans to like do a routine for Star Search, but I think that that's when she booked Mickey Mouse Club, and so she left. And so I made a routine up with another friend of mine, but she wasn't as good of a dancer as Alana was. And so I never did the routine for the audition. I never did it.
Because you're a crappy dancing friend.
Miss Smith, and like a pot of beret, and like pirouette, land.
Hold on, what years was Star Search on though? Because I like missed the
early 90s, like the early 90s for sure.
Really? Okay.
Even like late 80s, I would say.
Yeah, so I'm born in '83, so I mean I watched a lot of TV, but somehow I missed that. I guess I don't know.
Like you would love it. Star Search was
for sure
amazing. Like Usher was on Star Search. Even Justin Timberlake was on Star Search.
So I've definitely seen clips of it since, but I can't remember. So is that background the Star Search background?
So that I remember, because obviously it's cartooned in these packages, but I can't. It doesn't look like Star Search, no.
Before he mentioned it, I just took it as like a competition stage with judges. So I was thinking like, oh, American Idol or America's Got Talent or, something along those lines. I mean, depending on, that's what I took it as. And there were references to like Rise Up, which is one of my favorite songs by Audra Day, and Broken Road. I just wrote down Great Singer. Oh, this is the other thing. I could only get through half of Hamilton.
Oh, me too.
I didn't enjoy it. I'm sorry, guys. I haven't seen the live show, so I've just watched on
TV. I'm totally in agreement with you because Brazil. So she was saying like she's been watching Hamilton like on repeat. Like she knows everything by heart and she thinks it's amazing. Yeah. And I was like, so I downloaded it or watched it from Disney Plus. And I couldn't really get through it. I just was like, I just like, yeah, it's cool that they're rapping and like it's a different take or whatever, but I don't feel the drama of it. Like I need to be in the theater, I think, for that type of.
I just found it hard to follow too, for whatever reason. I'm not the smartest when it comes to musicals and things like that and certain performances in place. But well, where's Brazil? Brazil, we need your Hamilton expertise, because Nicole kept saying Hamilton reference, Hamilton reference, Hamilton reference. And I was like, I don't know what she's talking about because she kept.
Let me show you this. Hold up. Wait a minute. What do you think?
Oh, I mean, it's a star, and that star was in the background, so maybe.
It definitely looked like this particular star.
Yeah, it was like a star that big, kind of in the center. So, minus obviously, it's not going to say Star Search in particular, but it did have like a specific, what were they? Orange curtains, drapes, curtains, whatever. Yeah. So I don't know. I feel like this person's clearly been in a competition. This is, I think, what they're referring to as having, a hobby that, they finally got a shot by probably winning or being a part of this competition. And I just don't know. And there's a lot of people that here's the interesting thing. Like, I think Tori Kelly's one of them. There's a lot of people who like audition for American Idol and things like that, and they didn't even make it to Hollywood Week, and they became artists afterwards who are very successful.
Okay, Ismi D says, if the mushroom is not Daveed Diggs, do you think it could be MJ Rodriguez? It would be helpful if I knew who either of those two were. Are those the two people that she was suggesting from Hamilton?
I didn't write down their name.
Neither did I. I just said two guys from Hamilton.
Well, I know she wanted like Lin-Manuel Miranda, who's from Hamilton. And I don't know if she mentioned anyone else.
Daveed Diggs is one of the people she mentioned from Hamilton. He's a cutie pie. Hold on, I'll show you what he looks like.
There was one guy that I was like,
oh, and that could be the star though that they're talking about. Hold on, let me show you. You're gonna be so excited.
I was like, there's one guy in Hamilton that I was like, you're amazing.
Yeah, I thought that they were all quite fabulous for sure, but like, I just couldn't get into watching it on the small screen. Oops. Can you see that?
Don't let us look at your browser history. Let me. Yeah, I see it. I don't know if I recall him.
It should be the whole screen though. Why is it on the part screen? Oh, that's why.
Oh, because you're talking about like Hamilton has the star.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's a stage. I mean, you know. But where did they get their hobby? Like their hobby is what? Singing, acting, both?
I'm not sure. Okay, so another clue that they had was a violin, a grasshopper, a big hat. And you said you started out not in the rat race already, and had a job that may surprise us all. What could have been the job?
Healer and a scholar. Is there someone who plays that in Hamilton? I have no idea what. I'm like, is there like, can we reference that?
It was all about, I don't know, the beginning of America type stuff. So I don't think there was like scholars and healers.
I know, but I don't know where it went. I didn't watch half the second half.
I'm trying to figure out who this guy is. Oh, I don't know who. Okay, I don't know who MJ Diggs is, guys. Sorry, I can't find it right now. Oh no, I put MJ. It's MJ Rodriguez. Just kidding. You can still see this, can't you?
No.
Oh, it's a girl. Oh, it's maybe a trans person. Sorry. Maybe. Hold on. Let's show you this as well, Jonathan.
Look, I'm excited.
You see this person?
Were they in Hamilton? Is there a little IMDb action going on for MJ?
Let's see. Okay, well, she's occupations actress singer. Let's see, at least this, anyways. Off-Broadway stuff. Maybe I could see that being that voice being someone that looks like this.
Does it say where she got her start from?
Getting there, hopefully. Maybe not. Breakthrough and after. So she had a leading role on Pose. Transgendered actress in leading roles. I don't know. Pose, though. I've never watched that show. I heard it's really great, though.
Is that a Ryan Murphy?
Probably.
We know how I feel.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know who this person is, though, to know enough about his story.
I mean, you know something I don't. I don't know. I don't know those people. So I would be. I mean, so their guesses were, like I said earlier, Lin-Manuel Miranda, Donald Glover. Those both came from Nicole. MJ Rodriguez is a transgendered actress from Pose, and her voice is similar to the Mushroom. I mean, it was so hard to tell, though, because it was all falsetto, right? Like, it's like, you know, it could be totally different if maybe that person doesn't usually sing like that. I don't know. It's like, does MJ sing in falsetto usually, or...
Well, it's me. D is saying that they have a similar voice. Should we try to find a sound clip?
Oh yeah, let's do that.
Let's do. You keep talking while I find
do
one.
that. Well, exactly. So Ken said, I mean, it's not Usher. Ken's ridiculous. I'm just, you know what, Ken, keep dancing to drop him in the slot. It's fine. And Jenny said Frank Ocean. Yeah, I don't think any of those. I think probably the closest would be like a Donald Glover, even though none of the clues connect, but like voice wise to who they said. That's probably the closest out of those four options. But I definitely don't think that they have it. And and I do wonder why they said like quoting "Rise Up" or "Broken Road" or yeah. I feel like that's a clue to definitely either songs that they've sung or covered, or you know, moments within shows, maybe if they were in Broadway or something. But
Well, you'd think that they would, like, if it was this person, they would have referenced Pose, but maybe they are actually. We just don't know the show, so we can't see it. But okay, one thing though
but where does the competition stage with judges and stuff? That's not MJ. Like where either of those people, like they didn't have a competition with judges.
Well, maybe within Pose, because if it's all about the modeling world, I believe, or I'm not sure actually. Don't quote me. I have no idea what the show's about. Never mind. But okay, so let's just give it a listen though. I wish I was home. I wish I was back there. Things I've been knowing. When that makes the tall grass bend into leading. Tell me the raindrops that fall have done. I don't know. Maybe I can convince time.
Here's my thing. I don't think that MJ is singing in a falsetto. I think that's. I know nothing about singing, but that sounds like a deeper kind of like what they're more truer tone. Whereas I think the person on stage, the mushroom, was singing. I think the person on stage was singing in a falsetto.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't fit to me because of the reasons I just stated. But it was. Yeah, it was just like a. I feel like I know that voice though too. Like it's like. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, one thing though, I was dead was when in the audience you have that guy that get up and he's like putting his hand up, and you know that he's not even doing it for that particular song. Like when they cut to the audience.
Can I even top you with that with the audience that I noticed this week?
The kiss?
They cut to a stadium performance shot. You can see it in the background. I'm like, that's not even close to the setting that you're in. They're in a very small studio, actually, is what that's filmed in. And so I was like, to see this guy in this big stadium setting. I was like, you're not even trying with. Where are you getting this from? This isn't past performances. This is like other shows at other places.
The Super Bowl.
In like arenas. Yeah, like it's.
Hold on, I'm just gonna find a clip of David Diggs singing as well, just so we can. Oh, he's on Sesame Street. That might go along with like what I was saying before. Hold on, let's just see what.
For Squiggly Monster though.
Oh shit.
Lots of fun, rubber ducky, I'm awfully fond of you. Flodo, rubber ducky, joy of joys. When I squeeze you, you make noise. Rubber ducky, you're my very best friend. It's true. I got my rubber ducky. I'm in the cup with bubblies. He isn't very fuzzy. I know my ducky loves me. Call up my homie Ernie.
The problem is that we need to hear the falsetto, and that's the other thing too, is this person is made a great choice, because if they don't normally sing that, like this whole song was that, so it's like it really can disguise who they are.
That's the one note that I said, was I do not think that this singer usually sings in this register. So I feel as though maybe their voice like where it sits regularly, is too identifiable. And so maybe they went into their falsetto range in order to make us not be able to recognize it.
Yeah. I mean, smart. Yeah, absolutely.
Super smart. I mean, because I'm curious to who it is. I don't know if I recognize it, but sometimes I'm like, a little bit, and then it's like, no, I don't know. but I don't think we've ever heard this person sing in falsetto before. So I love like what's his name? My boyfriend Nick Cannon saying that TikTok Ken's dancing is TikTok's gone bad. So like current and so cute. I love you. I love him. Yeah, so I thought it was actually interesting. I don't think it's him at all, but like the links, the Ken Jeong links of Orange Curtain. It was Ken that said this, right? No, was it Robin?
The Orange Curtain, I think Jenny said.
Orange Curtain, and then Channel Orange, and then the Frankfurt. So Frank Ocean, because he had like Channel Orange was his album. Whoever said that, it was
Jenny, yeah.
But I thought it was a good stretch with like just piecing those clues in together. Like what? Like remember the person in I think her name was Adrian on Twitter that was like, yeah, like Moss. It was a green cow. So she's like, it's Moscow because like the singer,
Moscow. Yeah.
Moscow. I'm like, I can't. If anything is Moscow ever, like
that's probably like real. It's probably like the thing. It's like it's a cow with moss on it. So yeah, Moscow. They're from Moscow. They performed once in Moscow. You know, yeah.
And it's not like we're doing like these Mad Libs or like on the when you put the word puzzles together, whatever. Like that's not what this show is. I don't think.
Yeah, because it's super hard because you don't know which ones to really hyper focus on and like try to go really stretchy with it, and which ones are, just more, face value. But
that's all I really wrote down though for this one. I don't know who it is. It's definitely not Usher. I don't think it's Donald Glover. I don't really think it's Frank Ocean. I'm not sure about these two people. I will maybe take another look at MJ Rodriguez just to see if they have any other performances that they sing in falsetto that I can maybe hear the voice. But as of right now, I haven't heard anybody who I think is going to be the Mushroom.
Yeah, I mean, someone who wears many hats. Remember from last week. So how does that fit in?
No.
A lot of hats on Pose? I don't know.
We're gonna have to binge watch Pose.
Are they a hat model? Maybe. Is that a thing even? Probably not.
Okay, so next up is Jellyfish. The first thing you notice about Jellyfish is like the first screen was an Instagram like filter.
Like it said like Insta something. It said like Insta camera Insta something like that. Yeah. But Jellyfish sang "Boys Don't Cry" by Fergie. Here's the other thing I want to see if you picked up on. So there was a sign in the background with a bunch of like lyrics or lines, sentences, and they were all Billie Eilish lyrics.
Oh.
Yeah, because I know.
So no rough guys. No.
Like na rough guys. I don't want a tough guy. Na that song. It's I'm nice and I wanna be nice. I'm not na. He's a bad. So it's the bad guy lyrics. There you go. Whatever the song's called. He's a bad guy.
So you think it's Billie Eilish?
No, I don't think it's Billie Eilish. But I was like, why is Billie Eilish lyrics posted in the background?
Somebody else have written that song?
Because they talked about there was a little reference to a book. I mean, it seems like a younger person, but they talked about reigning supreme, which sounds very pageanty to me. Is you like reign supreme? It's a thing. And then the sign with Billie Eilish lyrics is like, I was like, ooh, what's that? There was baby powder, an angel. So I think the book had like a little lamb on it or something. It was like, or maybe it just said the word little. But baby powder, angelfish, the Jellyfish's version of Coachella, which I thought was interesting, and
the two red fans were on a wall at one point. They had the book, the Little-ish. Maybe it is Billie Eilish.
Is that what the book was called? I didn't write.
It was the Little-ish Jellyfish.
Oh, I didn't write down what the book said.
Well, then that's Billie Eilish.
That's too obvious if it was Billie Eilish.
I mean,
if it was Billie Eilish, I could fit in the fact that they were like being nervous and stuff because they normally don't sing like that, in that kind of way with that kind of, you know. But Billie's actually really talented, and she is younger.
maybe she's trying to play it off that she's not this big superstar, and she like, you know, and she's still only like what, 19 right now.
Yeah, she's like super young still. Yeah.
2 fans though. Okay, she said talks about fairy tale. Oh, sorry, little jellyfish fairy tale. Reigns supreme over an unstable kingdom or underwater kingdom. Does she talk about underwater stuff in her songs? No.
I don't know much about Billie Eilish. I don't know what her albums are called, but if it has anything to do with angel fish or baby powder, I'm sold. But I don't know what it's. I don't know any of her stuff. Oh, can you hear him that loud? Should I get him?
Yes, I can.
Threaten his life right now. Well, let's see if he stops.
So okay. I don't know if it's her, but that would be really a good get. And like, it could be good that she would do that because she doesn't like. She would then be not taking herself too seriously because.
I mean, wait, doesn't she wear that neon green kind of like hair color and the platforms, and she is shorter and. Wait, did we actually get one?
I think this might be Billie Eilish, to be honest. Okay, so she wrote a song called Ocean Eyes. She has a publicist connected to the Chanel brand, Interscope Records.
She played at Coachella?
Oh, that's a good question. We might have to look at this after, but like, I feel good about this, to be honest. Okay, let's see if she played at Coachella. She's still the type that would, though, wouldn't she? She did live 2019. Should we hear a compilation?
Yeah, maybe.
I think this is her. We'll see. I just clicked on something. That's not her.
Then there are days that I want to murder them and punch them in the face. On the days that you and your brother got me right, we never compromise. You know what? Me, I too. Yeah, I was afraid.
It might
There's green hair.
be. Okay, we'll look more deeply into that. Do you think that they're going to do Group C again next week, or do you think they're going to go back to A or B?
I think they would have to. Yeah, I think they would have to because they narrow it down. And I think they usually get like. I think last season they got like the top 3 per group, and then they merged them all into one night. Yeah. So Robin thought it was Gabby Douglas because he thinks it's an athlete who's like a non-performer. Maybe that's why they're nervous, but who can actually sing. Ken thought it was Chloe Grace Moretz or Aquafina. And Nicole thought Sophia Richie, who I don't really. I've heard the name a million times, but honestly, I don't know who Sophia Richie is.
It's because she was dating what's his name, the Courtney's ex-boyfriend from the Kardashians, Scott.
Rob? Oh,
Scott.
Courtney's ex.
Scott Disick's girlfriend, and also Nicole Richie's sister.
Stopped barking.
Yes, stop barking, doggy.
Look at this. Look at this.
And also, though, with them, the flower headpiece was another clue that was given. If they removed, I believe it was a crown, and they put on a flower headpiece or tiara. Yeah.
Yeah, tiara. Yeah.
That reminds me also of Coachella stuff. So that could be something.
I don't know what the Reign Supreme reference is, but I mean, again, that to me that's a pageant reference, like on the surface. But if you go beyond that, who knows? Like it might be something else. I don't know.
And what about running from coast to coast? Did you say that?
No, I didn't say that. I didn't write that down. But I mean, that could be like a tour, perhaps. I don't know.
So this person, I think, is actually a singer that's like younger. Right now, let's nail it in. Let's put it in. Let's drop it in the slot.
Drop it in the slot. Drop it in the slot.
So we're dropping in the slot Billie Eilish for Jellyfish. Boom.
Let's do it.
It's in.
Do it. I have no other guesses. That's my first impression. I mean, what did we say last week about Jellyfish? Let me take a look. Jellyfish was cold-blooded, flow with H2O. Does Billie Eilish have any songs talking about being cold-blooded? I don't know.
It would help if I knew all of her songs. I mean, I actually like them whenever I hear them, but I don't know who she is really. She could be my daughter. It's too long, too young. Don't know her stuff really.
She has a couple great songs.
No, absolutely. I've been for some TikToks. Not even lying. Okay, so next up we have the broccoli.
Yeah, very, I mean, skipping to kind of when we heard him, very unexpected because he's so much older than we thought he was going to be.
True.
Like, he definitely has that, like, Jerry Springer-esque kind of age range.
So Nicole was saying that she thought it was like Thingamajig's uncle, which I don't think it is. Do you think that his belly is actually his belly, or do you think it was part of the costume?
I don't know, because last week his main clues were that he's a six-pack, and I was like, is that a joke? And then he's like a lean man or whatever. So he like made references to that, but he also talked about, which we'll keep in mind, he talked about being a side dish to a main course meal last week. But he made references to his figure as well as that. So I was like, oh, interesting. Interesting.
So maybe it's somebody that's lost weight and then maybe stepped more into the spotlight when they got thinner.
Yeah, I mean, Drew Carey's already been on the show, but like someone like that, maybe, or I don't know, like where he kind of, I mean, he had his own, he had his own show when he was famous, but I mean, like
Al
when he was larger. Al Roker?
I'm just saying for people that lost a lot of weight.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't think it's him. But yeah, so there was soup, there was a dance challenge, there was a contest, started his career is what it said. There were like dogs that were half dogs, half peppers. Pepper dog? I don't know.
Yeah, chili dogs, but
oh, chili dog. I'm like, pepper dog? Three Amigos, which we'll talk about later. And the license plate. Did you see what the license plate said?
It says Ladies Man.
Ladies Man. Yeah, I mean, which is a movie as well, but or it could be just kind of what they're known for. And then he did jump off a swing. So he's a swinging ladies man. No, it's Three Amigos. I mean, like
Steve Martin.
I don't like, right? I mean, I love the movie, but it's not like, who else was in it? Martin Short.
Martin Short's interesting. He's kind of sidekicky.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know about the height though. And I don't know about him doing TikTok. So I put in quotes. I can't remember how it was said, but it was "Here's broccoli, baby" or something like. I don't know if it was like a "Here's Johnny" reference or I just remember writing that down. I don't remember exactly what it was referring to. And so they wanted him to do the new dance challenge, and it was the broccoli back, which I thought was cute.
Yeah, he's saying house. What are you saying? House is Rockin'. Yeah, by Jerry Lee Lewis and what's the Stephen Ray Vaughan or whatever. Yeah, Stevie Ray Vaughan. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, I have no idea. It's an older person for sure, though, right? Like I'm talking like 60s plus.
Wait, so what about there's a lot of lettuce and kale plants, which is like, say what? Like, so this seems like a person who like used to be overweight, but then started eating well, potentially.
Because
What?
they had a heart attack. I don't know.
Maybe. And then maybe once they started getting a little skinnier, they're getting all the ladies rolling with the OG.
Was there a baby reference at all? Because Robin talked about like the three amigos and like three men and a baby, and that's where he got Steve Gutenberg from, or whatever his name is.
I don't remember the baby. I wrote down it isn't easy being a kid.
I didn't write down the
The OG. What is it? Standing up the something. I don't know what my writing is saying there. There's a salad spinner, car wash. Which I was like,
Yeah, because they were so for the car wash. Jenny thought it was Howie Mandel because of his, he doesn't shake hands. He's a germaphobe. The cleanliness kind of a thing. I mean, it's not Howie Mandel, but
I don't think he would do the show because, especially now that there's COVID.
Yeah, I don't think it would. I mean, well, he did America's Got Talent during COVID, and was closer to and did little skits that were a lot closer to people than I was like, I won't do that. Like, would go in people's houses and stuff like that, and they would all stand 6 feet apart without a mask. I'm like, wouldn't catch me doing that. But so I was a little surprised. But it's just not. I know it's not his voice, and I've heard him try to sing before. He is more like if he was the Squiggly Monster, I would believe it because of the hands thing, and he doesn't like the hands, and he's a man of many personas. Like he does voice, he voices Bobby, he voices like so many things. So I can believe more him towards like something like that than actually this. But and how he's not that old, guys. But
no matter what though, like Howie Mandel isn't. I don't think of him as being like this healthy guy. Is he on a health kick? No. And so the quote that I wrote down for him was that I believe in being healthy. And so that I think is what is most interesting. Yeah. So much kale and salads references. He's the chili. I don't know, like. Is it the Subway kid guy, Jared?
He's in jail for like child pornography or something like that. I was like,
don't say that on YouTube. I don't want to get taken off. You gotta call it.
He's in child stuff. Yeah, it's no, it's definitely not Jared. But I don't know who it is. And then and then Nicole said Bill Murray. Who, I mean, Bill Murray's no, because he's like so selective with what he does. I know for a fact that you can't even like he doesn't even have representation. So like you have to kind of like, call his lawyer. I mean, who is his lawyer currently? Like it's really hard to get a hold of Bill Murray and to book him for film and television stuff when he does it. Love Bill Murray to death. No way.
Hold on. I put in healthy celebrities. What if it's what's his name right now? I can't. Woody Harrelson. Woody Harrelson's pretty healthy.
Is he healthy?
Well, he's all into yoga and mind, body, and.
I just know him for being like.
He's raw vegan. Wait, okay. It says here that Harrelson talked about the benefits of a raw vegan diet and juice fasting eons before it was fashionable. The Tai Chi and yoga-loving star has for many years lived with his family on an organic farm in Maui with worn no synthetic fibers and avoided chemical household goods. Harrelson may once have seemed nutty, but now he's recognized as a new or bona fide trailblazer.
I love him. I don't think it's him. I don't think it sounds like him at all. I think it sounds like someone who's 20 years older even. But
he's kind of a ladies' man, isn't he?
I'm gonna grab my dog.
I think he's kind of a ladies' man. Okay, guys, people in the chat room, do you think that Woody Harrelson is happening here? I kind of like that guess. I mean, I agree with him that it does sound like someone older. That's what I would assume. But I don't know. Is Woody Harrelson healthy celebrity ladies' men? Let's see. See if we can find that. Fittest male celebrities. Whoa.
He apologizes. He's 30 feet away and he barks like he's a full-grown dog.
The other, I mean, I don't think it's this person, but Adam Levine came up as a healthy celebrity.
No, definitely, yeah. It's older and doesn't have that voice.
I think I know his voice, anyways. Okay, well, that's all I have for that guy, that guest. Steve Gutenberg, Howie Mandel, and Bill Murray.
Did we talk about what he said last week? Oh yeah, he was in the background and came from side dish to main course. So we got to really keep that in mind too, because I do think it's someone who has kind of was in someone's shadows at some point.
Let's see celebrities that lost weight. A lot of weight. Let's see. I don't want women. I want men. Men. Andy Cohen, apparently. Did he used to be a side dish?
Who's Andy Cohen?
Andy Cohen. He hosts for Bravo. He's like the Bravo host. Here, I'll show you.
Oh, you know why I blank him out? Because Kathy Griffin called him a nightmare.
Oh, really?
He's like the head of the network, isn't he, or something? And he gave himself his own show on his own network.
What's wrong with that?
Okay.
It's Simon Cowell. It's Simon Cowell.
No, definitely not. Oh my God, Adele. Adele was so funny on SNL, but that's different talk.
Well, speaking of, we did just see Al Roker there, though. Did you see that?
Definitely not Al.
Drew Carey. See, these are all the people that have lost a lot of weight.
On
Kimmel.
Yeah. I mean, Jimmy Kimmel. Hold on. Here I will say something for Jimmy Kimmel, even though I do not think it's Jimmy Kimmel at all.
Sorry, what?
I said I will say something about Jimmy Kimmel, even though I don't think it's Jimmy Kimmel at all. Jimmy Kimmel was not a co-host. He was like a secondary host on Win Ben Stein's Money.
I loved Win Ben Stein.
He used to sit on the safe, if you remember, and then so I mean that is someone who was a side dish and then into the spotlight, but it doesn't sound like him. I think it's someone who's 30 years older than Jimmy.
You want somebody 70. John Goodman is a decent guest too. Like he was a sidekick to Roseanne Barr.
That's not him.
Jonah Hill.
I wouldn't do it. Already been on the show.
Only the men. Only men.
Oh my God! Can they please get Missy Elliott on
there? I wish. Sam Smith. I don't think it's his voice, and he's too young. Are these the only celebrities? Oh, look! Speaking of the devil. Oh, I'll show you. We'll look at that after. Chris Pratt has not really lost that much weight. Okay, that's everybody.
I don't know. I mean, we'll see, I guess. It's yeah. That's all I have to say about Broccoli. Older guy, healthy maybe. Came into his own later on in life, perhaps.
Performing is their passion, though, so that would also take Jimmy Kimmel out of the running because Jimmy, I don't think of him as a performer. I think of him as a comedian / like when I think of performers, I think of singers, dancers, like someone in the performing arts. I don't put comedy into that category. Do you?
I don't. No. I mean, no, I don't. Performers, I don't. I don't think it's you are performing. I don't want to take anything away from comedians, but I think it's like just considered different. You're an entertainer in a sense, but I wouldn't consider it necessarily a performer. You're a comedian. It's his own thing.
Separate. Okay, well, right now, I think it's Woody Harrelson. So that's my drop it in the slot. Drop it in the slot. Do you have a drop in the slot?
No, but like Jerry Springer.
Okay.
Even though it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. No, my slot's not open.
Whoa.
No, hold on. Hold on. Slow.
Okay. Next up, though, my favorite outfit is lips. What did they rolled around on a chaise lounge.
Yeah, I almost didn't write any notes down because in 3.5 seconds I knew who this was.
Yes.
The person essentially talked through their performance.
Yeah.
And when we were given the heads up that it might be this person last week by a viewer, I was like,
agreed.
no way, because this person is highly medicated and is, you know, I've watched clips of this person's show, and they are like out of their mind, and someone should do something. That's how you like people like overdose and things like that. Like, I'm actually concerned for this person's well-being. But the clues that I picked up on for Lips, who got, like you said, carried out on a sofa, was there's roller skates with cheetah print, talked about having strong opinions and shocking the public. I don't know how I can connect a West Wing snack bar reference to them, but I don't know everything about this person's career.
Kangaroo.
I don't know. But I do know a fair amount of this person's career, but not everything. So I was like, it just goes to show you that even when you know it's the person, you can't match the oh hi. You can't match the you want to be a part of this, Ryland? Okay. You can't match the clues necessarily. So
yeah. Definitely the person says, oh, hello. And that sounded to me very much like the person.
Well, they talked through half of their performance. And like when they talk, they blur it out. So you talking in your performance, having a very distinct like New Jersey accent or whatever, is like, was just crazy to me, because I'm like, it was such a dead giveaway. I'm like, you might as well unmask yourself, like what's his face did, the Gremlin.
Yes, I thought that might have been the way that it was going to go down, because it's.
I mean, I haven't watched the end, so I don't know who's eliminated, and I don't know who's been revealed. But yeah, that's.
I mean, I would assume that this person would be revealed because they were the weakest out of them all. I found.
Can we say who we think it is, or what do we?
Go for it.
Okay, so 100% confidence. I will bet you every ounce that I have in me that it is Wendy Williams, who both Jenny and Nicole were like, you know, it's bad when two of the judges are like, that's Wendy. And Robin was like, maybe Sandra Bernhard, and Ken's like Allison Janney. Like, they couldn't even, the producers couldn't even hide the fact that it wasn't her. So they were like, you know, and I have a theory maybe that when they want to get rid of someone, maybe they tell you who it is, because then you no longer guess them. And when you know, you won't vote for them perhaps. And you're like, oh, let's get them off the show because I already found out who that was.
But I also think that people keep on the people that they like. You know what I mean? Like, or think that they're a good singer.
Oh, so you think they're doing it for the? Oh yeah. But I mean, she's not awful singer.
That's what I'm saying. So I don't think that she actually got the votes, and that's like, I think that she's.
And then they were like, it doesn't matter. She's not going to stay because she's a terrible singer. So let's just say who she really is anyway.
Yes. I mean, I feel like they knew that she was going to go no matter what in the first one, or maybe it was also producer inspired.
They didn't offer her a couch for a reason. She clearly couldn't walk in. And remember last week I said I made reference to that upper body frame and how it's like upper body heavy. And I don't know if you've seen pictures of Wendy. She has like this, has these enormous breast implants, which is ridiculous, and is, you know, drugged out of her mind, is allegedly by me and many other people. But
flirty, and she like flirts with Nick a lot while she's sitting on the couch and stuff like that. That's kind of her vibe a little bit. She definitely has a mouth and, you know, says things that gets her in trouble with the media and people all the time.
And the clue last week was own who she is and dishes go deep. So
I think the dishes is dishing it out on her show. Ice cream cone with a cherry on top. I didn't know for sure what that could have meant. But I also found...
I'm surprised there wasn't radio references, because she had a big radio career that turned into her having a show. I mean, during her radio career, she was known for being quite nasty about people. And that's where she had a big beef with Whoopi Goldberg. She said some terrible things about Whoopi, and Whoopi then came on her show and she apologized. But she said terrible things about Whoopi and Whoopi's daughter. Yeah. And then, I mean, kind of apologized, didn't even really. But she's like, we have to like do what we need to do to get to where we need to go, kind of a thing. Like, it wasn't, But I like Wendy Williams for entertainment. But man, this past year, from like last October where she collapsed live on her show from exhaustion or whatever it was, to her pretending that her husband wasn't stepping out on her and saying everything was fine. And then, I mean, he had a mistress and they've since filed for divorce if they aren't already divorced. It's just like this, like, you can't dish with people and talk so much smack about people and then not address like something yourself that is so obvious and out there. And even if she came out on her show and was like, look, it's my business, I'm not going to talk about my business, I talk about everyone else's, and just own that, I would have so much respect for her. But it's really disturbing. If you've seen some of the clips, I don't know if you have, look them up. It's her being like talking about something and then going, oh wow, that's loud, like it's like going off, like, Anna Nicole Smith kind of like, just, but even worse almost. And I was like, wow. And then her, like, people who are paid, who are probably terrified, who work under her, are like, ha 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 ha, because there's like 7 members of the crew in the audience instead of having a live studio audience. And it's really disturbing. And she's like this cash cow because people are making all this money working on the show and they want to keep it going. But it's like, you need to like pause, get her the help she needs, and then see what can happen after that. This is not doing anyone any favors. And she already took a pause from the show, and other people were doing it for a while, like Jerry O'Connell and stuff like that. But and it went fine. I mean, it's just, I think she has a drug past, right? So she was a cocaine addict and stuff like that. But she I hope that it's prescription medication, only because, I think it comes from a different place, but it can be just as dangerous, obviously. So, yeah, it's really scary. I was like, yikes. But
Well,
I
I'm
think
just
it's
wondering
Wendy.
why they would choose to have her on as part of the show right now, since she seems to be going through a lot, with the divorce. I think her son disowned her or something, I believe, as well. And so she does have a lot. I know that we're saying that she has a lot of scrutiny from the media and stuff like that. But like right now, I just don't know if it's the best time for her to be like on The Masked Singer.
But that's
I
what I'm
don't.
saying. If someone like, if she's just letting people control her right now in her career, like, people, accuse that of happening with like Britney or something. It's like, maybe she's just like, oh, okay, I'll sign up for whatever, because she's out of her mind. Like, it's just, that's what it seems like. She doesn't even know where she is half the time. And it's disturbing.
That it's going to be Miss Wendy Williams is going to be on the bottom. So let's just do the reveal and we can see if we are correct.
Yeah, I was hoping this week, after like not having an episode last week, was going to be more of a shocker. But then watching it, I'm like, oh, it's Wendy.
The votes are in. The singer who must unmask and head home tonight is Lips. The rest of you rest up those vocal cords because
All those fake people shadows.
see, playoffs. We're going for Lips. Lips, we are so sad to see you go, but we are so psyched.
She can't even stand up.
I think I have an idea, but first, let us retrieve the panel's first impression guesses from the vault. I can't wait to see. Get it back, bring them out. All right, now remember, guys, your first impression guess is correct. You get a point, which puts you one step closer to that golden ear. I think we should just maybe start over. like next episode. No, kid.
Skirt, can you
No,
skirt?
we're not doing this. No, I'm just a team player. I just scared. Don't be scared. Look, I'm very embarrassed by this one. I won't lie to you. Did you call this guest based off of my familiarity and reaction with the lips? Just because you kissed and I swear. Because I kissed the lips? I just kissed and I didn't know and I swear to God, I'm so sorry. Kid's first impression guess is Mariah Carey.
It's the Get Out. Yeah.
I'm so sorry. So are you sticking with your guess? No, I'm not. I do not think it's Mariah Carey. I'm going to get more confident right now when I'm thinking about the West Wing clue and all the clues synthesized together. I think it is the luscious Allison Janney. All right. That is way better than Mariah Carey. All right. Now, Mr. Robin Thicke, your first impression guess was Sandra Bernhard. Are you going to stick with that? Yes. I remember she used to have a show that was very provocative, and there was a shock clue. And she's known for her red lipstick and her big lips and her big mouth, and she's very funny and charming. So I think Sandra Bernhard.
Good guess.
All right.
Doesn't sound like her.
There's like no way he thinks that. There's no way.
Jenny McCarthy Wahlberg, your first impression guess, Wendy Williams.
How you doing? Strong opinions, she says. Speak my truth. Only talk show hosts can do that. We get in trouble for it, but we do it.
Facts.
It is my girl, Wendy Williams.
All right. Doubling down, sticking with it. Sherlock Jersey, your first impression guess was also Wendy Williams.
Yep. Well, I mean, going off the clues at first, when I saw West Wing and then the celeb apprentice vibes, I was like, okay, Omarosa, right? But then I realized West Wing, WW, that's the same initials for Wendy Williams as well.
That's where they got that from?
Sherlock Jersey. Well, okay, panel. You've all made your final guesses. Let's see if any of you are right. Let's see if this is Mariah Carey. Yes! Show us who you really are! Audience, say it with me! Take it off! Take it off! Take it off!
Oh my God!
Best-selling author and my personal friend, Wendy Williams. Thank you. My favorite performance of the night. What in the world made you want to be the lips on The Masked Singer?
Well, first of all, they're fabulous.
Yes, they are.
I can't sing, I can't dance, but I know how to have fun.
Wendy, you keep a great secret because I just talked to you days ago.
We were on the phone for quite some
And you knew the whole time that you were. Oh,
we talked about mature grown-up stuff.
yeah, we talked about a whole lot of stuff, but we ain't gonna get into that.
I want to hear that conversation.
Well, great job, sis. You did your thing. Your kid thought you were Mariah Carey, so you did a pretty good job.
Are you going to get back together with her eventually? Oh, Scherzenberger.
Scherzinger.
She knows I play with her. It's good to see you, Nicole.
It's good to see you. I was like, as soon as you open your mouth, I was like, yep, I know who it is.
And Robin, I hope you're staying out of trouble.
Oh, me?
Yes.
Oh. It's funny, I've never seen you guys like so nervous because you never know what's going to come out of it. Nicole and Jenny, bask in your glory for another week for knowing Wendy Williams' voice. And now, here to perform our fast working for all the artists formerly known as The Lips, Wendy Williams!
Well, it's what we expected.
Yep.
Very predictable episode.
Yes. I was
Well-
okay. I was
We're gonna get into like some really shockers, I'm sure.
I was hoping that I was going to get a surprise today. You know what I mean? I didn't want it to be super predictable just because we didn't know who the last person was at all. And so I was like, okay, yes, and Max Singer, like, we're going to find out somebody that we don't know who it is and be shocked. And then, like, as soon as she started singing, I was like, not shocked. Okay. And they're probably going to be out. Okay.
We had Mark Sanchez, then a week off, and then Wendy Williams. That was so obvious the moment she opened her mouth. And I was like, I'm waiting for those episodes where it's like, oh my gosh, it's that person. Yeah.
Like Kelly Osbourne. When Kelly Osbourne came out, I was like, oh, I didn't guess her at all.
Yeah.
She wasn't even on the radar.
It's a little disappointing. It's fun to see new singers and to like play along and like guess who the other ones that we don't know are. Is it Billie Eilish? I don't know. What do you guys think? Yeah, and I like hearing all the comments afterwards or the posts on Twitter and seeing what people's thoughts are about as to who it is. I mean, again, don't tell us collectively what like the depths of the internet have come up with as to who it is, because we know it's probably easy to find out. But if you have your own opinion as to who you think it is and have formulated and done your own research, absolutely please share that with us, because I want to hear that.
Oh, I didn't tell you, but I love the lip backup singer's outfit. So they're wearing just like full black cat suits with just little lip heads. I was like, oh my God, I want to be that for Halloween. I want to be a lip head.
You could do it. You could do it.
You know, like, dancing.
Listen, can you whip one up by Saturday, by tomorrow night?
Yeah, I'm sure I could figure something out. I'm pretty resourceful.
Yeah, no, exactly.
So, I mean, I still have fun watching this show and writing down clues. I'm like, always like, oh, what is Jonathan going to be like? Oh, this stupid clue. I'm like, oh, I'm so excited. But I think this time it's like, oh, it's Wendy Williams. That's the reaction I got out of you this week. I'm always excited for you to be disappointed with the clue.
Yeah, always disappointed. But story of my life. But no, it was, yeah, I mean, I'm like broccoli. I have no idea who it is. Jellyfish, maybe Billie Eilish. I'm like, I don't know. It could be anyone. Mushroom and Squiggly Monster. I'm really excited for them to see more of them and guess along. And then again, like have like another episode with, I would think it's probably them still, and have another episode where they, yeah, it's probably one more episode with C, and then they narrow it down from 5 to 3, from 5 to now 4 to 3, and then yeah, the Jellyfish can be Marissa.
It's me. D says the Jellyfish can be Marcia Martin from Blackish and the movie Little. I don't know who that is.
I don't know who that is either. D, how do you know all these people?
I don't know. I'm like, I don't know. I've never watched Blackish. I'm sorry.
Okay, but what are the clues other than the little clue aspect of it? So where does that fit in? Like, where does the Reign Supreme, where does the Billie Eilish lyrics come in? Where does the Coachella or the Angelfish? Okay, Baby Powder, maybe because she's little or whatever, in the book because Little, the movie Little. But where did the other clues come in? That's what I want to know.
And the two red fans.
Right. And then,
and the tiara.
And cold-blooded or flows with H2O from last week, the preview episode.
And it says her castle's starting to feel like a gilded cage. I mean, that's kind of Billie Eilish, though. She's kind of like doesn't like media, doesn't like interviews, and so with her getting famous, she doesn't necessarily like being famous. Like she likes being a performer, but she doesn't like everything else that goes along with it. So that could be her castle being like a gilded cage.
Yeah, for sure.
Is it a far enough a stretch for you, or no?
It's not enough of a stretch for me.
I was gonna say, is it far enough? And like,
it's, no. It's not. It's like it needs to be more.
It needs to be further.
That's how you know it's not right, because it's not a far stretch. You're like, wait, it fits the clues. Not it.
Yeah, nah. No, it's like, no, he saw on TV someone eating a hot dog, and you could see the reflection of the hot dog in his eyes. Yes.
I kind of want them to explain like all the clues, though. Like I want them. So you saw at the Wendy Williams, they have a few explanations on the bottom, but I mean, like, What about the roller skates? Like, what is references that? And what about the cheetah print? I mean, does she have it on her show? She wears it. I can kind of see that, but like,
Yeah,
I
that's
want you to
something
explain all of them.
on her shoes though. So let me look up. I was looking up Wendy Williams roller skate before, and uh, I don't know. It just says that Wendy Williams' secret stay at a sober house. Uh-oh. And then it says Wendy Williams circus roller skates, but I don't think that's actually her from 2003. I don't know what that reference is. Like maybe she used to do that when she was younger in the 70s.
Yeah, or maybe it's a throwback to kind of like when, I don't know, when she was, yeah. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to say. Because I just can't piece it together. I don't know. Wendy Williams.
It's me, D says. The voice does not sound like Billy, but they could be putting on a different voice.
Well, yeah, and Billy sings in that certain specific thing that she does, and that's what I was saying. It's kind of like, I think it's her singing a different way, and that's why maybe she's uncomfortable with it, because she sings like it's a bad, like I don't know what it's called because I'm not a singer, but it's that like very specific kind of way of singing. And she's actually a really great singer, and I've seen a couple clips of her singing outside of that, and I was really surprised at how skilled she is, because I didn't know. I just thought, oh, she's just this like person who does it, only can do this and doesn't have a range, but she actually does. I'm not saying it's Billie Eilish. I'm just wondering why there is, you know, some things tying her in potentially. So
sorry, it's me, D. He says you FaceTime them on the weekends. Who? The movies? Who?
No, all these celebrities that we don't know. It's like, how do you know all these people is what I asked. He FaceTimes them on the weekends?
Is he being funny?
I mean, I don't think he actually FaceTimes all these people on the weekend.
Listen to the Marseille song, LOL. I don't know who she is. I don't know at all. But what I do know is I would love for all you guys to subscribe over there. That would be fun, wouldn't it? I know it's a joke. Sorry, it didn't land. I'm sorry. It didn't land. I take things literally when it comes to
the way you delivered it. It's fine. Yeah, I got it.
No, I'm going to be literal with comments usually if I don't know your tone. Okay?
D, that's a very good photo. I approve.
I mean, it's pretty good. It is pretty good.
Looks cool. Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so as I said, please subscribe over there. Join us in this conversation. Find us on Instagram and Twitter if you want to talk a little bit more about maybe guesses. Obviously, if you know for a fact who somebody is, we kind of want to be left to be shocked. But if you have your own ways to link the clues that's not too heavy-handed in like facts, we would love to just kind of go down that rabbit hole with you guys. So please, you can find me on Instagram at ShanFranFran or at Twitter at Shan___Fran. What about you, Jonathan?
You know what? Just come and find me. If you're so good at investigating things, come and find me.
Yeah, / like all of our contact is in the description box.
I didn't say I have to look hard or far, but you know.
Yes, it's me, Misty. No, it's Misty. It's me, D. Yes, you are very handsome in this picture, so you're welcome. It's fine. Good. I'm glad you can. You're not mad at me for not getting your joke. It's me, D. We'll come to your guys live weekly. I like it. Yay! Thank you. We actually like doing it too. It's kind of fun. We don't watch the ending on purpose so we can do the live here and risk copyright strikes. But hopefully with me showing the credits at the end, they'll allow me to keep it up or they won't ding me across. But I like doing it. It's pretty fun. Talking to Jonathan is super fun as well. Stop. He's blushing. Are you sure? So handsome.
Oh, Chantele has a date. What?
It's the blue moon. Tomorrow's a blue moon. I don't know. I'm just kidding.
Join us because I would love to get your thoughts. And we do this on Fridays at like 6:30 ish, whatever, something like that. Usually,
yeah. So definitely Fridays will be around this time. We could just make it this time regularly, even if you're off earlier, Jonathan, just so we can just keep it regular.
Yeah.
Okay, so around 6:30 Friday evenings ongoing, unless there's not, well, even if there's not an episode, we'll figure out something to talk about surrounding the Masked Singer. But unless you guys have any other questions or comments, happy Halloween to you too. It's me, Dee. Just subscribe.
We didn't dress
what?
up for Halloween.
I didn't even think about it because I'm like, oh, I haven't left my house. I don't realize it's Halloween, you know?
Next week, maybe we'll be the Masked Singers. I don't know.
I mean, I could put on a hat, you know? Sure, I do react. Oh, okay, I do reaction and review on your channel as well. Oh.
You never know what's going to happen.
I mean, I could have mustered up a costume, to be fair, but I forgot. I'm sorry. It's me. So I'll follow you for sure. Do you do the reaction and review of The Masked Singer or other shows or what? I will follow you. If you followed me already on YouTube, I will find you and follow you back, and then we can maybe do a collaboration. You can come on and chat with us. We don't mind, and Ryland, I don't think minds either.
Yes.
Oh, he likes that mask. Ooh. Yes, The Masked Singer. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I'll look for you and I'll watch your show, and then maybe next week you can come on and pop in and have a little hello with us live. All right, last thoughts, Ryland? Anything else to say?
He wants me to. What's that? You want me to order McDonald's? Okay.
I'm ordering pizza. So.
All right, if you insist.
Please, everybody, subscribe, like this video, and ring that bell so every time we go live. I try to go live every day at some point. And if you want to be notified, just got to ring that bell. Other than that, happy Halloween. It's me, Dee. Loves the dog. Oh, the dog is beautiful. Yes, he is. And he's Aquarius as well, which is what I like the most about the dog. But I love you guys. Thanks for hanging out with us. And we'll see you next week.